We have just crossed over the Bolivian border now and we're on our way to La Paz. We're all checked into our hotel now and we've come to a place called Cafe Vida that is a vegan place, and we're going to have some food and some coffee. Today is our first full day in Bolivia and we're going on a tour to see Lake Titicaca and Copacabana. We've got our first view of the lake here. We've landed in Copacabana before we go down to the Isla del Sol, and we've come to the market here. So from the little market here, I've just bought some maize stuff, and it's like a mixture of popcorn and bread. It is super yummy. We're now on a boat and we're going over to the Isla del Sol. We've made it to the top of the island we're on, and the view is just incredible from here. Look at that little terrace. Got the islands there. Just incredible. We've just come for the lunch on the Isla del Sol, and we have an app tappy where the farmers at the beginning of the day make the food and then wrap it in a blanket to keep it warm, and it's like a bring and share lunch and it's incredible. We're back in Copacabana now, and all the cars along here, along this road, are here waiting to be blessed because the basilica is there and the people come and put flowers on them. This morning we've come on a city tour of La Paz and we're getting some cable cars. Now come to the Moon Valley, which is just outside La Paz. So this is the Moon Valley, and it was made because when it was underwater, the wind then came when the water went away, and it just did all this, and apparently this is all clay. It looks so cool. We've come to the Plaza Marillo, which is the main square in La Paz, and there's people dressed in all maroon here who are the leaders of all the communities. This clock up here is the wrong way around because we are in the southern hemisphere, so it's telling the right time, but the dial goes anti-clockwise instead. It is the World Cup semi-final between England and Croatia, and we found an English pub in La Paz and we're watching the football now. We're now walking back from the English pub. England lost 2-1 to Croatia, so we're going to get snacks from the supermarket for the night bus tonight. We're on another night bus. This time we're going from La Paz to Uyuni with the Salt Flats. We have survived another night bus. We're in Uyuni at the moment and we're heading out onto the Salt Flats today. We're travelling today on 4x4s through the salt plains, and we're putting all of our stuff on top of them at the moment. We are Team British Geckos in the car. And Julia.
I am British as well.
We've come to a train cemetery this morning. So the train was used for 100 years until the late 1900s, and then it's no longer used because they don't get as much money from the minerals anymore, so they're just left with burnt out trains. We've now come to a village called Coltrane where they make the salt and they dry the salt out, and we're going to see the salt making process as well.
It's not very difficult. There will be this family sometimes. Because around midday, maybe they have a break. Like them, you see in the afternoon, working more. Yeah, just he doesn't use any scale because he's been doing that so many years. And then he's gonna just sit with the vibe. Normally.
Gracias.
You can hear the quality control. See how it is.
Yep, muy bien. 9 out of 10.
we found a cat.
Buddy. Oh, you're so pretty. You're so pretty.
We've come out to the middle of nowhere in the salt plains and we're taking the perspective photos and videos, and then the guys behind us there are making our lunch out of the back of the cars.
Right, stop there.
Yeah, got it.
What are you doing?
Nicholas is fighting the Hulk apparently. We've now had lunch and we're about to do a hike around a Cactus Island. This is walking along the Cactus Island and you can see out to the salt lakes. We've come up to the top of the Cactus Island and we've got a 360 view of the salt plains here. This is our last stop on the salt flats, and here you can see all different polygons on the floor because of how the water's dried with the salt. You can see here. So we've come for our stay in the evening. We're on the Bolivian Altiplano and we're in this hostel and they've got like separate rooms and there's sand on the floor. This is the main communal area. And it's got pictures of flamingos on here, because we'll hopefully see them tomorrow morning. And then there's all tables here for food. So cool. So at the moment we're just waiting for tea to be ready. We're sat around the campfire, we're sat around playing cards. So it's the morning now, and I've only just realised all the bricks here are made from salt. The salt bricks, and we're like in a salt hostel here. We're off out into the desert today to see some different coloured lakes. We've made our first stop of the day and it's with views of an active volcano. There it is. That is the volcano. There's a little bit of smoke coming from there. Look at this landscape. Cheeky volcano and the gangster llamas. We've now come to a lake called Lake Guneta, and the views are just incredible. There's mountains, there's the lake, there's the reflections, and there are flamingos. Look at this. It's just... And then the flamingos are right there. We've come to another lake now, which I think is called Idionda, and it smells a little bit like Rotorua, but there are so many flamingos, like really up close here. Look how close these flamingos are. Just incredible. We've come to our third lake of the day. That is called Lake Ondo because it is a deeper lake and the views are incredible here as well. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. It's fun to stay at the YMCA. We're now at a lake called Laguna Colorada, which is bright, like purpley browny pink colour because of the microalgae that are in it. So we're at our next lot of accommodation, which is behind us there, and we are staying out in the desert. We're here in our British Geckos room. Okay.
You alright?
Hey Joe.
Hey!
Hey Dara.
Hey!
And then Nicholas the German is not here at the moment. We've now come down to the hot springs that we're going to sit in whilst we watch the sunrise here. We've come to our last lake in Bolivia that is called Laguna Verde, and it's normally green if there's wind from copper and arsenic. Thankfully there's no wind here today, so it's a little bit warmer, but it still looks beautiful. Look at that. There's no flamingos here, but then there's the Laguna Blanca over there that has flamingos. And then that volcano is super high, it's over 4,900 meters, but apparently from the other side of the volcano is San Pedro, and you can see the volcano from that side as well. So we've just been through immigration. They have let us out of Bolivia, and Chile is just over the horizon, just over there. There it is. Woo!